Ever feel like the road itself is just, constantly throwing new curves at you? New tech you got to master, the economy messing with your wallet, maybe some surprise law popping up.
Yeah, it can feel like you're always just reacting, right? Trying to keep up.
Exactly. It can be overwhelming.
It really can. The trucking industry, I mean, it never sits still. What worked last year might be totally different now.
So true. So today, we're going to take a deep dive into some of the biggest shifts happening right now.
Yeah, let's unpack what these changes actually mean for you, the driver, on the road, and frankly, for your future.
Our mission here is simple. Cut through the noise. Look at these things from all sides, like Hervey from Life as a Trucker always reminds us to do.
Right, see the whole picture. And we want to give you some surprising facts, maybe, but definitely actionable insights.
We want to show you how to not just, navigate these changes, but how to really feel respected, supported as you drive your future.
And we've pulled some interesting stuff from recent articles. Big money, bigger moves, diesel down, gas up. That piece on TRAC GeoFleet, one called Why Shippers Are Running Back to Dedicated Fleets, plus some crucial discussions on CDL language rules and, yeah, that new Illinois law.
Okay, let's dig in. First up, these big corporate deals. You see names like Element Fleet Management, White Oak Commercial Finance, Overhaul Linking Up. Sounds like Wall Street stuff, right?
It seems that way.
It seems that way. But yeah, here's where it gets interesting. These boardroom moves, they eventually trickle right down into your daily life.
How so? Like, how does that affect my schedule or my cab?
Well, think about who these players are. Element Fleet Management. They handle the whole shebang for big companies, maintenance, fuel, compliance, all that.
Okay.
White Oak, they're the money guys. Asset-based lending, factoring basically the fuel for growth.
Got it. And overhaul.
They're the tech wizards.
Yeah.
Real-time visibility, risk management, cargo security, especially for the expensive stuff, high-value freight.
Ah, so you've got money, management, and tech all coming together. Exactly. They're basically forming this kind of freight control center, super optimized, data heavy.
Okay, so what's the biggest challenge or maybe opportunity in that for an independent driver?
Well, the challenge is definitely more tech, more scrutiny. Overhaul's platform means more tracking, more apps, maybe more check-ins.
Ugh, another app?
Yeah, I know. It's great for securing that high-value load, but it's another layer if you're already juggling 5 different systems,
Right, and you mentioned scrutiny.
Yeah, with built-in risk monitoring, expect stricter enforcement of procedures. An alert might flag a delay even before you call dispatch. It's about constant compliance.
Wow, that sounds like a lot of eyes on you.
Yeah.
Is there any upside for the driver in all this? A silver lining?
There can be, yeah, that high-value freight. It often pays better. So if you're reliable, you're okay with the extra tracking, it could mean more money.
Okay.
Fleet owners, they hope it saves costs and headaches if the software works like it should. Drivers, understandably, are a bit wary about the pressure.
But maybe open to it if it cuts down on delays, like real delays.
Exactly. If it genuinely cuts down on the BS delays, they're listening. And shippers, oh, they love it. More visibility, more security for their cargo.
So this isn't just efficiency. It's really about consolidation, control, squeezing out waste.
Yeah.
How does that change the bigger picture?
It absolutely reshapes things. This combo determines what freight moves, who gets to move it, and yeah, how much they'll pay. It pushes towards more managed lanes, less spot market chaos.
More predictable, maybe.
More predictable, more centralized, definitely more data-driven. It demands more compliance, but yeah, could open doors to better paying loads if you adapt.
Speaking of tech hitting the daily grind, ever play that game of Where's My Chassis?
Oh,
Especially at the ports.
yeah. Infuriating, right? Just burning clock, burning patience.
Totally. Which is why this TRAC intermodal system, TRAC GeoFleet, sounds interesting.
It really is something to watch. It's basically putting GPS tracking on every single chassis, real-time location.
So no more guessing games.
Hopefully a lot less, yeah. Knowing exactly where that piece of equipment is.
And I heard something about geofencing and usage-based billing. That sounds different.
It is. Big shift. Geofencing sets up digital boundaries, ports, yards, whatever. Tracks entry, exit. That gives you solid proof of movement.
Ah, for detention pay disputes.
Exactly. Accurate billing, fewer arguments. And usage-based billing, you only pay for the time you're actually using the chassis, not when it's just sitting there empty.
Okay, that's a big deal versus flat daily rates.
Huge. If it's idle, the clock isn't running, basically.
So the promise here is cutting down those port delays, the equipment hunts, which for you, the driver, means what? More turns, Less headache.
Precisely. More turns, fewer headaches. Time is money, right? This tech aims to give you more of both.
And accountability, too.
Yeah, accountability goes up. The GPS and geofencing create a data trail. If a chassis goes missing or ends up in a wrong spot, there's proof. You dropped it at Yard A at 2:17 p.m. The data shows it.
Does this help owner-operators directly? Or is it more for the big fleets?
No, it definitely can help owner-operators. If you're leasing TRAC chassis, hauling port freight, this could save you real time, real money, especially if your carrier or broker integrates the tech.
Yep.
I mean, big carriers will use it to manage their assets better, speed up drop and hook. But for owner-ops, small fleets, less time searching equals more time rolling, more money.
And shippers probably like it, too.
Oh, yeah. Better visibility for them, less downtime in their supply chain.
So this tech, it's new, but it sounds like it has real potential to make your life, the driver's life, easier, more productive, gives you a bit more control over your time.
And that's key, right? Managing your time not just for the shipper, but for yourself, using tech to your advantage.
Right, so tech is changing tracking and billing. Let's talk about something else that always hits the wallet directly. Fuel. Got some rare good news there, with a catch.
We do, yeah. According to Fleet Owner, the national average for diesel recently dropped, down to 3 times 713 cents of a gallon. That's noticeable relief.
Definitely. But you said there's a catch.
Right. Don't get too excited just yet, because regular gasoline prices, they're actually heading up.
Huh. So diesel down for the big rigs, but gas up for. Who does that impact most?
Well, the lower diesel is great for fleets, obviously. Huge expense cut, better margins.
Yeah.
For owner-operators, even that 10-15 cent drop per gallon adds up. Hundreds a week, potentially.
Might make some loads look a bit better.
Could do, yeah. Might encourage taking loads that didn't pencil out before. But the rising gas, that hits last-mile delivery hard. LTL, couriers, final mile stuff.
And maybe consumer spending, too, if regular gas prices spike.
Exactly. Higher prices at the pump for cars can mean less consumer spending overall, which can ripple back to less freight demand, maybe lower spot rates eventually. It kind of feeds those inflation vibes.
So what's the inside baseball here? What's the industry maybe not shouting from the rooftops about these fuel prices? How can truckers be smart about this?
Well, first, this diesel drop, it might be temporary. You know how it is seasonal swing, global events, it could bounce right back up.
Good point. Don't bank on it forever.
Right. Also, don't expect your fuel surcharges to adjust overnight just because the pump price dipped. There's often a lag.
Okay. So manage your cash flow.
Definitely. And honestly, with diesel getting cheaper again, there's even less immediate pressure on fleets to jump to electric trucks. Diesel's going to be king for a while longer.
So for a smart trucker response.
Reevaluate your fuel card strategy for sure. Track those regional prices like crazy. The national average is one thing, but knowing the cost on your specific lanes, that's where you find the profit. Maybe even prepay or stock up if you can swing it.
It's like this breathing room isn't just for today. It's a chance for you to maybe get a little ahead.
Yeah.
Right? Rethink your strategy. Be proactive.
Take control of what you can control. That's the name of the game. Financial autonomy.
So speaking of control and maybe finding some stability, we're seeing a big trend away from the, let's call it the Wild West spot market, back towards dedicated fleets.
That's absolutely right. Shippers are running back to dedicated. You see companies like Werner expanding big time, JB Hunt, Schneider, they're all growing their dedicated segments.
Is this just the usual cycle or something more?
It feels like more this time. It's definitely fueled by shippers being burned out on the spot market volatility, the driver shortage making capacity tight, and honestly, tech like AI is making dedicated operations super efficient now, tighter, leaner than ever.
And for trucking, predictability usually means profitability, doesn't it, for everyone involved?
Generally, yes, for the carrier and for the driver. Dedicated means locked-in routes, better planning, way fewer deadhead miles, less sitting around waiting.
Sounds appealing. More consistency.
Yeah, more consistent paychecks, steady routes, often better home time, too. You know, the lane, the customer, the schedule, that kind of peace of mind, it's valuable.
I can definitely see the appeal, especially if you're tired of chasing freight.
Mm-hmm.
But some drivers like that chase, right? The wild card lifestyle.
Oh, absolutely. And that's totally valid. There's room for different styles in this industry, but this push to dedicated, especially with AI making it so optimized, it probably means the spot market, while it won't disappear, might get even more volatile.
So what does that mean for owner-operators then, if big carriers are locking up contracts?
It could make it tougher for independents to grab those regular, reliable loads. But on the flip side, more stability overall could push rates up as the chaos settles down a bit. It forces owner-ops to either find their own strong niche or maybe align with larger, stable operations.
And small fleets.
Big opportunity there, I think. Go local, find your own dedicated customers. Offer that personal touch the mega carriers can't. Build relationships.
And brokers.
Tighter margins, for sure. The ones who just post loads won't cut it. You'll need to add real value, real service.
So the takeaway is, whether you're a driver wanting steadier work or a small fleet aiming to grow, don't ignore dedicated. Could be the most stable game in town right now.
Less stress, more predictable pay, maybe better sleep. It's about finding that consistency so you can manage your life better, you know? Not just the truck.
Okay, so while dedicated offers one kind of stability, we also have these outside forces shaking things up. Let's talk regulations, legal stuff. A bit charged maybe, but it directly hits livelihoods. This federal focus on CDL English language rules.
Yeah, this is definitely a hot topic, but we need to understand the details. It's not actually a new rule. The requirement for drivers to speak and read basic English has been on the books for decades.
Okay, so what's changed? Why the crackdown now?
Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy is putting pressure on enforcement. It seems to be linked to some high-profile, tragic accidents where language issues were reportedly a factor.
So it's enforcement getting stricter, not the rule itself changing.
That's the key distinction, yeah.
What are the different takes on this? It sounds complex.
It really is. You've got some veteran truckers saying it's about time. Safety means understanding signs, communication. They see it as fundamental.
Makes sense.
Then you have immigrant drivers. And let's be clear, they move a huge amount of freight in the U.S. Many are working hard, learning English, trying to follow the rules. They worry this could unfairly punish people who are making an effort.
Yeah, I can see that concern. And the carriers.
Well, the big established carriers, they likely already have pretty solid English proficiency tests in place, but stricter enforcement could really squeeze smaller outfits, maybe some of those less than reputable CDL schools. It might clean up bad actors, but
But it could also make the driver shortage worse.
that's the fear, yeah. Balancing safety with workforce needs.
Why is this hitting the radar so hard now, beyond the politics?
It does seem tied to specific safety incidents. Reports mentioning misunderstandings, missed signs, think low clearance bridges, critical instructions. When you're hauling 80,000 pounds, you need to react instantly.
And GPS translation isn't always enough.
It helps, but it's not foolproof, especially at 65 miles per hour. So you're seeing DMVs scrambling, training schools likely needing more ESL support, fleet managers having to double-check their hiring protocols to avoid trouble.
So the advice for drivers, especially those learning English.
Invest in learning those basics. Road signs, key phrases, safety communication. It makes you safer and, frankly, more hireable and less likely to face issues during inspections or incidents.
It's not about scapegoating then. It's trying to make sure everyone is set up for safety and success on the road.
Ideally, yes. Making sure the system supports trained, capable drivers, regardless of their background, by ensuring they have the essential communication tools.
Okay, finally, let's look at a very specific state law causing major ripples. Could be a preview for other places. Illinois passed this bill, SB 328, and trucking companies are talking about leaving.
Yeah, Illinois Senate Bill 328, it just got signed into law. And, it's a big one for liability.
How so? What does it actually do?
Essentially, it expands how much legal risk motor carriers face after a crash. It makes it easier for third parties, think trial lawyers, to go after trucking companies, even if the trucker wasn't directly at fault.
Wait, even if the trucker wasn't at fault?
That's part of the controversy. And it potentially includes situations with independent contractors too, basically. Expect more lawsuits, much bigger potential payouts, and yeah, higher costs.
So you said earlier insurance costs were already high. This is like pouring gasoline on that fire.
Exactly the phrase. Insurance costs in Illinois are already astronomical for trucking. This law could easily push premiums up by double digits or even cause some insurers to just stop writing policies there altogether.
Wow. And owner-operators could get caught in this.
That's a huge concern. The line between who's responsible, the carrier, the contractor, gets blurrier and riskier. An owner-op could get dragged into a massive lawsuit.
And the big fleets. Are they really threatening to leave?
Some are seriously rethinking having headquarters or major operations there. For some, this added liability and cost might just be the last straw. They might shift operations, reroute freight around Illinois.
What are the arguments for and against this law, besides the cost?
Well, trucking companies are saying this adds huge risk for no real safety benefit, especially when we're already struggling. Trial lawyers, on the other side, argue it increases accountability and helps ensure crash victims get compensated fairly.
And then owner-operators.
They're worried. You hear things like, if this law puts me on the hook for something I didn't even do, I'm just not running in Illinois anymore. State officials say it's about protecting people on the roads.
Which is important, but
But you have to weigh that against potentially crippling the supply chain that relies on trucking through the state.
so where could this realistically lead if companies do pull back?
You could see operations shifting to Indiana, Iowa, Missouri, neighboring states. That means less freight moving through Illinois, fewer jobs there, and probably higher shipping costs for anything that does have to go through the state.
Passed on to consumers? Or maybe.
Or maybe cut from driver pay, unfortunately. And the big worry is the precedent. If this works for lawyers in Illinois, you can bet they'll try similar laws in other states.
So this is a major heads up for anyone running in or based in Illinois.
Absolutely. Review your insurance now. Talk to your fleet manager, maybe even legal counsel. Start thinking critically about whether operating in Illinois is worth the increased risk.
And if you're watching from another state,
Take notes. This Illinois situation could absolutely be a preview of legal battles coming to a state near you. Driver proactivity is key here.
wow. Okay, we've covered a ton today. Big tech alliances changing how freight moves.
Right, the whole overhaul element, white oak convergence,
Fuel price swings hitting the wallet.
diesel down, gas up, that whole confusing picture.
And these new laws like the CDR language focus and that Illinois bill changing the whole landscape.
Yeah, the regulatory and legal pressures, the common thread through all of it.
Change is constant, right?
Mm.
This industry is always moving.
Always. But remember what we said earlier. These shifts aren't just things happening to you, they're signals. They're opportunities to adapt, maybe even get ahead, take more control.
That's such an important point. Like Hervey says, see it from all angles
Mm?
and empower yourself. Think about managing your time, not just hitting shipper deadlines, but managing your time for your growth.
Exactly. Use that off-duty time strategically. Learn something new. Maybe it's understanding tech like GeoFleet better. Maybe it's digging into economic reports so fuel prices don't surprise you. Maybe it's knowing what these laws actually mean for you.
That knowledge makes you more resilient, more valuable.
Absolutely. And crucially, think about building other income streams. Online income, maybe using new tools like AI. It's a shield, right, against volatile freight rates, economic downturns.
Yeah, it gives you options. Lets you
Yeah.
plan for retirement on your terms. Protects you if things change at your company. It's about feeling respected and supported because you have more control over your future.
A future that isn't solely tied to what happens turn by turn on the road.
So the final thought here is, the industry's evolving fast. The drivers who thrive aren't just reacting. They're anticipating, they're learning, they're actively building that more secure future. What's one small step you can take this week?
Maybe it's embracing some new tech. Maybe it's just starting to explore those other income ideas.
Whatever it is, take that step.
And hey, for more insights, definitely check out lifeasatrucker.com. Lots of great stuff there from folks who've been through it all.
Yeah, good resource. And if you're serious about building that independence plan, maybe exploring how AI could help create extra income, head over to retirefromtrucking.com. They've got a free guide on retirement prep and training on AI tools.
Because staying informed, staying proactive, that's how you truly drive your own future.
Absolutely. And we're here to support you on that journey. Thanks for tuning in.